Did you know that those songs were going to be as famous as they are? I mean, that song is just an anthem and probably a
yeah, Sweet Emotion.
Yeah.
No, I had no idea.
Seriously?
Yeah, all the time we were in pre-production. No, come on, Walk This Way. We couldn't even figure out how to put lyrics on it. I mean, we would always have tracks and no lyrics. You know, what are you to do to, you know, what do you do with it? It was just, we couldn't find anything. We almost threw the track away. And it was the last track we had to do vocals on. Everything else was done. So we used to take these breaks when we needed to come up with lyrics, because back in those days, Times Square and the 8th Avenue, it was like the Wild West. It was all hookers and pimps and drug addicts and pushers and tourists being robbed. It was a bad place. I was in New York when it was in black and white, you know. And so we would go out there, me and Steven, about 1 o'clock in the mornings, and we would take this, we had this walk we would go on. Up 8th Avenue, like 50th Street, then down Broadway, then down 42nd Street, then back to 8th Avenue, then back to 44th Street. And by the time we made that, we would have tons of lyrics. You'd hear all the street dialogue, and you'd hear things that you never heard before. I mean, you could just grab things out of the air and be writing them down, you know. So the whole band is here, and I said, let's go for a walk. Everybody keep your eyes open, but it's a Sunday afternoon. We go for this walk on a Sunday afternoon, and they're just not out there. They're not out there. So nothing happening. We come back down 42nd Street. So I say to the guys in the band, fuck it, let's go to the movies. Let's just take a break. And what was playing was Young Frankenstein. We're going to see Young Frankenstein. It's a scene in the movie where Marty Feldman, the hunchback, he says, walk this way.
Walk this way. This way.
We all died laughing. When I got back to the studio, I put the track up, and I went, walk this way. And I started walking like a hunchback all around the control room. Walk this way. That's it. And he came back with the chorus.
There's a famous Saturday Night Live skit. Are you aware of this? With
You mean more cowbell?
yeah.
Bruce, could you come in here for a second, please? That was going to be a great track. Guys, what's the deal? Are you sure that was sounding okay? I'll be honest, fellas, it was sounding great, but I could have used a little more cowbell.
The reason I'm bringing it up is because you worked on that session.
Oh, I thought you were going to bring it up because somebody told you I played the cowbell.
Did you?
I did, and sang the background parts. I went to a weekend retreat in the Catskills, and there was this band that played in an inflated bubble. These hippies in a van. They spent the whole day taping big sheets of plastic together, and then they stuck a window fan in it and blew it up, an inflated bubble. They played, this band that was named Stalk Forest. And I loved them. And I gave them my card, and they called me up. At that time I had my little studio, the warehouse on 46th Street. And they came in, and I did a demo, and they took it to Murray Krugman at Columbia, and they got a record deal and changed their name to Blue Oyster Cult.
Now that you're telling me you played the cowbell, was it ever in your mind that there was too much cowbell, or that...
Here's the funny thing. Sandy Pearlman, he was really a very far out kind of guy, and he's really into the record business, but not being a true musician, I didn't want him around. So I made a deal with him. I record, you stay away. You mix, I stay away. I did what I do. I pick the songs out of the material that I like, and I suggest we do these songs and not do that. I remember taking Don't Fear the Reaper and shifting it around a little bit, getting to the hook sooner, yada, yada, yada. I don't know what made me feel like I wanted to do the cowbell, but I did the cowbell.
Was the cowbell part of the timing, just to keep them in time?
No, it was just to give it that 4 on the floor, because Albert was the loose kind of drummer, and I just felt it needed 4 on the floor. But Sandy mixed it. Sandy Pearlman mixed it. I did not mix that record.
What did you think the first time you saw that on TV, that skit?
I was pissed that they didn't use my name.
Of all the hits that you've played on, is there a favorite one that you, when you hear it, you go, ah?
Of a hit?
Yeah, like maybe you have a warm spot for it.
My favorite story of realizing about not overproducing is the Dr. John story.
I've been in the right place, but it must have been the wrong time. I done said the right thing, but it must
So
be
one
the wrong
day,
line.
I'm working at Atlantic Records. I'm either the Aretha Franklin session or Roberta Flack, some Atlantic artist, I don't remember. And I'm leaving the session to go play a jingle date. I'm at the door, my guitar on my back, and Dr. John and Reef Martin walk out of this little mix room. They see me in the hallway. I'm just in the hallway on the elevator. They're mixing the record. The record's done. They just forgot to have a guitar solo. So they, can you come here? I got 10 minutes, man. No, it's really, we got a little amp in the mix room. We'll mic you up, man, come on. So I go in this mix room. There's a little Fender in the corner. I plug in, they put a mic on it. Now, they're running it right to the section where the solo is because I told them I gotta leave. I never heard the song. So I play this solo. And then I go, okay, I got the chord changes off. Let me do a take. Let me try it now. They go, you're done. Get out. And I'm like, no, fuck you, man. I'm done. No. Now let me play a solo. Oh no, man. You are so out of here. Meanwhile, I'm the one that's got to leave, but I want to just do at least one more because I feel like my guitar wasn't even in tune. So they sent me out of the studio. I feel so bad, like, oh shit, man. I just played a solo. It's so terrible. Like, so now cut to 2 months later. I'm in the cab with my guitars going to another session, like I always do, right? The cab driver's driving me to the studio. So he says to me, hey, buddy, you're a guitar player. You'd love this. Listen to the solo, my favorite solo. And he turns the radio up, and it's me playing that solo. And then I go to the cab driver, holy shit, like a knee-jerk, I go, that's me, that's me. He goes, yeah, buddy, right, yeah, sure, fuck you. And it was me, and it was a solo I played, one take.
And does it sound out of tune then?
Oh, fuck, I can't listen to it. To this day, especially when I overbend this note, they teach it at Berkeley, and then Spinoza went to the sharp 5. I'm so fucking out of tune on the solo.